Hello internet friends, Napyet here. This is a special report from Bespin. I was allowed access to have a look at an early build, an alpha build of Bespin, which is coming to Star Wars Galaxies Legends. So we're going to take a tour around with Ash. He's going to show off some of the locations in the city. Let you guys take a look at what's coming, get excited for it. Okay, Ash, what have you got to show us today?
First of all, this is all down to the development team. I mean, everything you see here I haven't created, but what they have done is insane. As you can see, it really speaks for itself. Yeah, where do we start? Like, I've never done a tour of Bespin before.
I don't know. I mean, the pressure's on. I suppose we should mention the gear that we're wearing because that's new clothing. That's one of the things I mentioned in a video. So, like, kind of, this is stunning. The planet is stunning, but the fact that we're wearing new clothes as well is awesome. Is that something that was like, they had a list of things that they want to add to the game that they've got to have in, and clothing is one of them, I guess.
Yeah, like, you know, obviously when we talked about doing Bespin way back, probably 6 or 7 months ago, it was definitely something that we wanted to do, was to bring everything to the table, clothing, completely new assets. So this is just one example of the Wingguard outfit.
I would like to get a bit closer to some of these buildings. Shall we head towards them?
Sure. So what players can also do as well, when this is released, you can actually use your speeders here as well. So what we can do is maybe a small speeder tour as well.
Okay, let me just get my speeder out. I need to turn my UI back on for that. Oh, flipping out, and all my commands are wrong. I like your speeder. Very cool. Very flashy. I like the vanilla speeders.
This area here that we're approaching, this is the starport area. So as you can see here, you have the ticket terminal, and where we were just at, you have the droid, the ticket droid, and we have starships approaching Bespin in and out traffic all the time. The developers have done a really good job of making it really interactive, so there's ships coming in and out to make it really kind of realistic.
That's great, and they're actually docking in a kind of a bay there, aren't they? And just looking over the edge. Oh wow, that is awesome.
Wouldn't want to be standing over there.
No. It's great to see those big ship models coming in and out. You know, some of the stuff in Star Wars Galaxies has always been a bit abstract, like the starports. You just have the terminal and one shuttle kind of coming in and out, but to see multiples like that is really cool.
So let's talk a little bit about this area here. So this is like the central plaza area.
Yep.
As you can see here, we've got a few gardens and a water fountain central. And the building behind it currently does not have an interior, but is going to serve as like a community hub. So eventually in that building in front of us, the really big one, which we'll go a bit closer to, that's going to include a cantina and some other rooms, potentially for us to do live events in. Yeah, this is just one building. It's scale is insane.
Yeah, because of course you've got to have all those things that we expect from the vanilla cities in Star Wars Galaxies. I imagine it takes a lot of forward planning to kind of like, we need the cantina, we need, I don't know, like garages where you can repair the vehicles and stuff like that. That was a thing years ago in Star Wars Galaxies. I don't know if it is now.
So if you press V on your keyboard, you can pull up the overhead map, and we do have like a parking garage already on Bespin, which is on the top platform. So yeah, it's the developers are slowly getting there and adding. This is just a very, very early build, as you can see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, because when you said Bespin was coming, it was kind of hinted a while ago, like how big the city is. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to be quite this extensive. I didn't think you would need a speeder to fly around it, to be honest. I imagined something, because, I don't know, you know the design of something like Kashyyyk?
Yeah.
Where you kind of funneled around that area, that there are no kind of wide expanses like that with that content. So I didn't really expect it to be this huge. Look at the pod racer. What are they called? Cloud cars.
Yeah, the cloud cars come in and hover. Kiko, one of our developers, he actually created that as a particle effect. It looks incredible. And this area we're approaching right now is going to be, you can probably guess, Can you guess what it?
Let me guess what it is. What is it going to be?
It's going to be the marketplace.
Oh God, of course.
Yeah.
So banking terminals here.
Yeah.
Rightio. We've got all our amenities on Bespin that they're going to need.
I think it could overtake Mos Eisley, you know.
I think it possibly could. That would be a first for a Legends server, wouldn't it? Where Mos Eisley is not the hub, it's Bespin.
Yeah, I think it would be that would be quite an undertaking to actually achieve that.
I'm curious to go to the edge and look over the edge. Can we do that?
Yeah, you can go over to the edge. You can follow.
Let's see, like the sky looks great. It looks like Bespin. I want to see, like, when you look over the side. There goes that mining thing. I just got one of those. Mining ship.
Yeah, the map size and diameter. I think right now the top platform is around 3,000 kilometers in diameter.
I'll just say wow. I'm not sure how that translates to kind of how big some of the other areas in the game are. Oh wow. Okay, so that's interesting. in my conception of Bespin, in my head, you just walk right up to the edge.
Not here.
And stand there so you can look down into the clouds. But of course, this makes perfect sense. They would not allow pedestrians to do that.
That could be a really dangerous way of committing suicide.
Yeah, but just one gust of wind and you're swept off.
That's the way to escape the Empire.
Sorry, I derailed you there. Did you
No, it's cool.
You go right ahead. I will not do it again.
No, it's cool. You know, you keep the questions coming.
Okay. So these buildings, how many of those can we go inside? How many are kind of environmental features and so on? One of the things I remember people talking about in the early days of Star Wars Galaxies was, apart from hospitals and things, how few of the buildings were go-inable and stuff. I don't know if that's something here.
So with Bespin, I mean, the story we haven't really talked that at all about.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say is each of the buildings which are going to be accessible are going to play a part in the story.
Right.
So, for example, the building you're looking at right now is going to be the police station.
Right,
so
okay.
We kind of, in our head, we know what's going to be what. But at the minute, you know, obviously things are being developed. And the building behind us, this huge, gorgeous looking building, which is probably one of my favorite ones. This is the Capitol building for Bespin.
Very reminiscent of like a mini Senate from Coruscant.
Yeah, and it reminds me, I mean, as you can see, we can't go up the ramp because the collision's broken. But it reminds me of a building in the old...
Yes, that's right. Yeah, those kind of civic buildings in Star Wars, it's very reminiscent of those. I love this.
Let me invite you to my group and we will get in my swish.
So that's a particle effect, the pod rate, the... When you say a particle effect for a kind of a non-tech savvy guy like me, so it's the model is obviously there, but the game thinks of it differently. If it's a particle effect, it's not a physical object.
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, I'm not a developer myself, but the way the game processes it, it's not like a static object.
Okay.
It literally is just a particle, so there won't be collision.
I see. Wow. Roads on Bespin.
Yeah.
So I did have a question that was, how much of this is drawn from what we know about Bespin in kind of tech manuals and stuff like that from Star Wars material that you can actually research, and how much of this is kind of from the heads of the developers?
That's a very good question. A lot of it is actually taken from... We've actually referenced some movies, what we can see in the movies,
Mm-hmm.
Expanded universe. And one thing I know the developers really looked at was the layout of Bespin on EA's Star Wars Battlefront game and drew inspiration from that.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's been just released. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a cocktail of things, which is kind of all come together to make that.
Yeah, it looks very impressive. There's a kind of a coherence to it all, you know, when it's a team kind of all working together, and when you see some of the new stuff that has been added, you know, how great it is in Star Wars Galaxies Legends, there's still a sense of the older stuff and the newer stuff. Whereas when you see it like this, it's all new. It has a coherence to it that is very pleasing. You know, you can see the overall design and the art aesthetic and everything gels together. It's really cool.
No, definitely, and that's something that we really wanted to go with as well. We wanted it to, with Bespin, we wanted it to feel that when players come here, they feel like they're in the movie.
Yeah.
Like we wanted it to be a continuation of their story within Star Wars Galaxies. So yeah, you know, when the storyline and the quests are actually developed, I think people will be blown away because it really transitions really well from what we see in the movies into our storyline. So no, it's very cool. And this building in front of us is actually in the movies. This is the hotel which Princess Leia stayed at in Empire Strikes Back.
Right. I've never seen it from the ground. I'm just used to seeing the window in the top. I think there's a panning shot of her walking past a window at some point.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
The actual name of this hotel is called the Yarith Hotel. So that's as well somewhere that we wanted to explore in Galaxies. So this building here will also have a role. But yeah, you have to wait and see.
Yes. With bated breath. So we can't go in the doors there.
You can go in the doors, but the textures in here will be changing.
Okay.
I spoke to one of the developers today, so it's probably you can have a quick look at the textures, but they will.
Go on, we can have a quick look.
Have a look.
Let's have a look at this. Oh, I want one of these screens for my house. How can I get one? New schematics, that would be good. Bespin schematics.
So yeah, this isn't going to be final. The textures are going to be changing.
Looks like there's barricades down there. I don't want to spoil any plot points, but they've barricaded that door.
Maybe for a reason. You never know.
Quite possibly. I can't ask you. I want to ask you, like, is it before Lando made the switch, or is it after Lando made the switch? And with the Empire's already here? The Empire's got to be here, hasn't it?
You have to wait and see.
Okay.
I will say that Landos Palace is here, and it serves a purpose in the story. And we can show you some of Landos Palace in a minute, which is a really beautiful skyscraper.
That's awesome. It never even occurred to me to ask the question, where does Lando live? Of course, Lando lives in a palace, doesn't he? He's going to live anywhere.
He lives in the industrial sector.
It's going to be very impressive with everyone's speeders shooting down these roads. I don't think there's anything like actual roads in Star Wars Galaxies before. The cities are kind of sprawling, pedestrian-only places. So you always kind of feel like, I shouldn't be driving my speeder around here. These are actually roads.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, you know, when we're closer to releasing this, there'll be finer details, like on the street. You'll have NPCs that you can mingle with, and so this is like a congregation area. Again, I really like this spot. I think it'd be really fun for us to do live events and things like that around here.
Yeah.
It's just a really nice location.
Yeah, I think so. Like a nice plaza area for people to gather, functioning similarly to the kind of theaters in the vanilla game, I guess.
So if you look up from this point, you should be able to see like different towers linking and different platforms.
Yes.
This is Lando's Palace.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, this will be part of the story.
So this building ahead is Lando's Palace, or this one to the right as well?
There's four of them in total, and they all conjoin.
The guy needs 4 towers for his palace. That's ostentatious, that is.
And you're getting a look at the interior, which you're very lucky to see.
Oh, lovely.
This is a shell,
Wow.
so
Oh, I love the sculptures.
I
Sort
want this in my house so
glass
badly.
sculpture. That is so cool. Yeah, that's what it's Star Wars Galaxies plays. As soon as you see new items in the game, it's like, I want it. I've got to have it. How can I make it?
So if you come in here, there's an elevator terminal. And we're going up.
Okay. I'm hoping we get to walk along some platforms. We're going up. Hang on. Up. This is going to be great for roleplay. Get those role players doing this in all these new areas.
So one thing we are going to do within Landos Palace, there is going to be, I can't show you it right now, but there is going to be the dining room where the famous scene in the movie where Darth Vader, Boba Fett, and the Stormtroopers have that engagement with our characters.
That's going to be cool. I wonder if someone could do some... Well, someone can. It's the crazy people who commit to doing it, but they're like a recreation, some machinima of that, doing it with the characters in the game.
As you can see, each of the room has kind of got a different feel. You know, when you go into different side rooms.
Yeah.
Again, when this is developed, it's going to have a purpose. When it's empty, it doesn't really say much.
I'm making a guess that is a cell. It's a prison. Possibly.
You never know.
You're doing that thing that journalists do, sort of trying to needle information out of you. Well.
Yeah. So these are the platforms I was talking about. They all can join to each other. So when you're here and you're doing the quests, engaging with this storyline, you'll be able to explore and go up to the different platforms and take screenshots. And as well, we're making it quite accessible for players. So if you come over here, you can click on this ticket terminal and it will link you to different shuttle locations across the top level of the platform. So it's all really really easy to access once you know your way around.
Okay, so I'm going to industrial sector. Shall I do that now, or?
Well, I can show you the platforms.
Okay. Let's do that instead. I just want to go up to the cloud car if I can.
And we are going to see the industrial sector, don't worry.
I love seeing new ships in the game. I think I spotted something to the left there. A certain YT 1300 freighter. I spotted it.
So if you look from here, like this platform is very, very good for seeing the views.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's all still fully rendered down below. You can really, and there's no pop-in, you can just kind of see across the entire city. Love that.
It's very open world.
It's been great for taking screenshots. This is going to be so iconic for screenshots because it really does look like the movie. The platforms, the Falcon on the end there, all this stuff. I mean, Bespin is such an iconic... I hate that word. People use it too much, but it's just such a striking location. That's a question that I did have. Will there be a day and night cycle?
There will be, and there will be weather.
Wow! So we could actually take a shot like in Empire where it's sunset.
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to look amazing.
This is probably my favorite location to look at the view. This is the northern tower, and it looks really... I mean, the view from here is just incredible.
Yeah, you can see right over the edge. That's fantastic. It is wonderful. So what's the highest point? Are we close to the highest point that we can get here?
Yeah, I would say this is the highest point.
Oh, it's taking off. So the Falcon is coming and going at the moment. Where's it going? Han, don't leave me.
Actually, that ship model isn't meant to be Millennium Falcon, so maybe we need to swap that out for another model.
Okay.
People might think, oh.
Well, it's appropriate if you're just doing a tour of Cloud City to have the Falcon, even if it's not there ultimately.
So we're going to head over now to the ticket terminal, and we're going to go to the industrial sector.
It is really great that there's an environment like this where you can see all those ship models flying around, because they did put in atmospheric flight really close to the end, so you could see all the ships on the planets and stuff, but it was something that was only came very late, and to see all those ship models actually in an atmosphere, because they're 3D models, and to not use them, it's kind of a shame, and it adds so much color and Star Warsiness to see those ships coming and going.
No, I agree with you, and I'm sure probably a lot of people watching this are going to be asking, are we going to have atmospheric flight here?
Mm-hmm.
And our stance on it currently is that it's not really implemented on our side. It needs a lot of development to work. So long term, possibly, but initially probably not, because it does need a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding of it was that even when it was put in, it was still quite janky and not really fully kind of implemented into the game. It was a last minute thing for diehards who've always been asking for it, but you want to do it right if you're going to do it, don't you?
One thing I always found really immersion breaking with atmospheric flight was the fact that on SOE's version of the game, people could fly so low to the ground, and it just broke the immersion.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. So we're going to the industrial sector, you said?
We are.
I do not. I need to buy a ticket then, don't I?
You probably have no credits.
Oh no! Can you port me to you?
Oh yeah, we'll save you.
Ticket. Oh no, I got a ticket. I must have some credits.
Nice.
Maybe Deck. I brought his inventory with me. I don't know. Okay.
Mr. Moneybag. So here we have this is the industrial sector.
Yep.
As you can see, very different feel.
Grungy,
aesthetics.
more sort of sooty, dark feeling.
So what I can say about this location is the lower levels of Bespin are going to be accessible from this location. So when you're going through the storyline and when you're wanting to go to the lower levels, which will include combat, NPCs, and everything else you can think of, this will be the way that you access those lower levels. You'll have to fly over to the industrial sector, and then there'll be a way of going down.
That seems very fitting to me. In keeping with the movies, it's kind of like the droids down there. You get the feeling of an underworld, a mechanical engineering sort of underworld to Bespin. I'm interested to see what's down there.
A lot of there's going to be a lot of story down there. A lot of the story elements are going to take place down there, and of course, we're going to have the iconic locations down there, like the gas chamber. Yeah, there's a lot to do. It's this is just a tease.
You can see Imperial Star Destroyers up there, but we're not reading anything into that. They may be gone when the game
nasty,
comes out.
Nasty Imperial.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a goody two-shoes.
But that is pretty much it, though, in terms of the platform level itself.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic. I am totally looking forward to this new planet in Star Wars Galaxies. To be honest, to someone who, like me, I'm a bit late to the Star Wars Galaxies Legends server. I know it's been going for 3 years now, but I'm a long-term Star Wars Galaxies player, and for me to be in a situation now, through the hard work of these devs and people like yourself, to be able to experience a new planet in Star Wars Galaxies, I never thought that would happen. I don't want to sound too much like a fanboy and stuff, but it's awesome. So thank you for...
That's really sweet of you.
Yeah, and thank you for letting me take a look at it, and I just wish you all the best with it, and I can't wait to try it out.
No, definitely. And, we're so lucky. We say it all the time. Sometimes when I write things, I always say, thanks for the support. And I'm sure people probably read stuff that we put out, but we are so thankful for all the support that people give the project, because we understand that if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this either. I mean, we're so dedicated to giving you guys the best experience of the game we can give, and it means everything. All of the support we get means everything.
I mean, Star Wars Galaxies has always been about community, and it has tools. That's one of the things that attracts me to Star Wars Galaxies so much. There are tools for socialization, tools for building community, so strong community, and to see it happening in Star Wars Galaxies Legends, that's absolutely awesome. So yeah, just thank you for the tour. I will wrap up. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm excited. I'm super excited about this. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions for Ash or anything like that, leave them there too. I will see you in the next video. Bye.